Good morning and welcome to this session on Certified Global FP&A Professionals. So this is an information session about our 6 months program, Certified Global FP&A Professional. Program has been running right now successfully and the first batch is almost on the verge of completion. We have launched our second cohort, which starts on 5th of October. So this is an information session regarding this program. We'll cover over the program in a while. So why are we here today? So first, we're going to just discuss a few things about FP&A as a career and why it is important right now to get yourself certified in FP&A. About FP&A Professionals Institute, what we have been doing over the last in a couple of years, and how we have been able to help our students gain the right set of skills to work in the finance function. Then we'll touch upon the CGFPA program, which is a 6 months exhaustive program. It's called Certified Global FP&A Professional. We'll explain to you what this is and how it can benefit your careers. And of course, we can take any questions that you might have in general about your finance careers or specifically about the CGFPA program. Just a disclaimer, we conducted the same session last evening as well, but many people requested that they could not attend the live session. So that's why they've asked us for repeating this session. And that's when we decided that we'll conduct another session. Maybe because of time zones, I believe some people were not able to join, but this is probably a better time zone for some people. Great. So let's start directly with the topic. Before that, a little bit about us. My name is Dhaval Parvatikar. I'm a qualified chartered accountant. I'm also a certified general management professional from Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. Over the last 15 years, I've worked in diverse sectors with multinationals in India and in the Middle East, sectors like oil and gas, software, advertising and public relations, and also a shared services of a global commodity trading company. This diverse exposure has kind of fueled my enthusiasm to become a coach, to help people to upskill themselves. I've trained and mentored more than thousands of chartered accountants and finance professionals. Over the last 5 years, I have been an active online instructor, and I've trained more than 5,000 professionals in the areas of financial planning and analysis, budgeting, forecasting, finance leadership, storytelling, and much more. Today, I'm joined by my partner, Asif Masani. Asif is also the co-founder at FP&A Professionals Institute. Asif, a quick introduction from you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Dhaval, for the introduction and a little bit about me. So we started doing this about 2.5 years back, and you will see more on that in one of the coming slides. So I was working with Coursera full-time as a FP&A lead. And along with that, I was writing about FP&A on LinkedIn, and Dhaval already had a successful program on FP&A on Udemy. So we decided, why not come together and launch FP&A trainings together with our expertise combined. So that's when we started to do this. Overall, I have 15 years of experience in finance, working in different industries, and I worked with companies like EY, Citi, and Pfizer. Most recently, I was a FP&A lead at Coursera. Also, I've written 2 books in the last 2.5 years. So first book is all about FP&A that you see on the top right. And the most recent one is From Accounting to FP&A that was just published a month back. So that's a little bit about me, and looking forward to this session. Back to you, Dhaval.
Fantastic. One thing that I can tell you is that Asif and I share the same passion for helping finance professionals upskill themselves. And FP&A has always been our domain. Together we have close to 3 decades of experience in FP&A across diverse sectors. That is a strength that we bring to the table when it comes to FP&A Professionals Institute. A little bit about FP&A as a career, right? Financial planning and analysis as a career. If you look at a typical CFO's office, right? Any finance and accounting role in the CFO's office can be broadly categorized into 2 parts. One is the compliance-focused roles, where your duty is to prepare financial statements, making sure the GL entries are passed, making sure that the accounting is done, the balance sheet, profit and loss account is prepared, getting the statutory audit done, taxes filed, right? All of these are compliance-focused or controllership-focused roles. And the second part is about commercial-focused roles, where somebody needs to tell the business or somebody needs to tell the CFO about how the business is performing. Are we selling our products at the right price? Are we making profits in the division, in the products? What is the estimated revenue that we are going to get next year? So activities like budgeting, forecasting, management reporting, pricing, scenario planning, all of these things are falling on the commercial side of things, right? And the CFOs need a lot of support on these kind of activities. So that is where FP&A comes into play. FP&A acts as a bridge between the business and the management, and their duty is to provide timely and accurate insights so that the business teams can take informed financial decisions, right? Now, most of us who are starting with our careers in accounting, right, or with an accounting qualification like a CA or an ACCA or a CPA or whatever the case might be, right? All these accounting qualifications are primarily compliance focused. They equip us with the right set of skills to ensure that the financial statements are right, to ensure that the audit is going right. But to some extent, the commercial side of things need to be understood with practical experience. You have to gain that exposure through a lot of practical experience. So that's what we have tried to do in all our programs at FPI, that we try to bring in that simulated environment with real life case studies, with practical examples that can help you understand the commercial side of things. It is very difficult to kind of teach that in a classroom environment and in an exam kind of an environment for all these professional courses. So that's why the courses that we provide act as a complement and equip you with the right set of commercial skills that are required for you to succeed in your finance career. And if you notice the time that the CFO spends at the CFO or the senior finance level, the compliance part is probably 20-25% of the job. The performance management part or business partnering or the commercial side of things is something which is probably occupying 70-80% of the time for CFO, because he knows that the compliance thing will get done by the controller with the help of auditors or something. So commercial side is what we try to focus on. So we at FPI, FP&A Professional Institute, so we have come up with courses on financial planning and analysis and everything allied on that in the finance function. And our core premise has always been that how do we give practical experience? If you're an FP&A professional or a finance professional to work under us, how quickly can we train this person in practical aspects? That has always been the focus, and that is what we always keep in mind when we are crafting our courses. I started back in 2018 when I launched my first Udemy course, and this course is called FP&A Foundations, and it is also available on our portal. And more than 5,000 professionals have taken this course as well, right? And 2022 is when we came together, when Asif was writing his book. In fact, he published his book in 22, which is a best-selling book in the management accounting category, which is called All About FP&A. So 2022 is when we decided to collaborate and launch our flagship program, which is called FP&A Masterclass. This is the 4 weeks live program where we teach all the basic concepts in budgeting, forecasting, management reporting, storytelling, business presentations, scenario planning. All of these things is what we cover in the financial planning and analysis, financial FP&A Masterclass. We've already completed 13 batches successfully, and the 14th batch is starting on September 21st. This 4 weeks live program kind of became our foundation, and then people started giving us a lot of feedback as to, hey, why not start a course on Power BI, or why not start a course on financial modeling and all of that stuff. So with this feedback in 2023, we launched our financial modeling course as well, which Asif runs himself, and also the self-paced version of FP&A Masterclass. A lot of people came back and said that we can't attend live programs. So is there a self-paced version of it? So we launched our 8 weeks FP&A Launchpad program, which is a self-paced version. You can do it at your own convenience, and which gives you the kind of base knowledge that for FP&A professionals require. After that, people came back and said that, is there an advanced program? I understood the fundamentals. I understood the foundations. Is there an advanced program? That is where we kind of extended everything. We jumped into this full time, and we started our journey in 2024. As if you want to touch upon 2024 a little bit, you're on mute.
Thank you so much. So all this was happening during 2022, 2023 mid till that time. Both me and Dhaval were in full-time jobs, and we were doing this on the weekends. So this was on the side happening until the middle of 2023. 2023 is when I decided, okay, we need to focus on this full time. To make it happen, in the next few months, we need to go into this full time. So November 2023, I left my full-time role at Coursera and we started working on CGFPA. So we've been working on CGFPA for about a year now. And the first batch we launched was in May of 2023, which is about near completion. Dhaval joined me in March of 2024. So this year we have been focused fully on developing CGFPA first cohort, and a couple of other things I was doing along with that is writing my second book, which is From Accounting to FP&A, which was and sold more than 200 copies of what I've been told in the initial first month. And I've interviewed more than 20 people who have actually transitioned from accounting and audit roles into FP&A, and all of that insights and all of that expertise have been captured in that book. Along with that, we are also working with another consulting firm which is specialized into AI and machine learning for finance. So we've been working on a program which is called AI for Finance and FP&A, which will be soon starting in by the end of this month. So these are the few things we have been working this year.
All in all, we have trained about 3,000 plus students so far under the FPI banner. And of course, we have been training since last 4 or 5 years. And the new branding, the new FP&A Professionals Institute branding came only by the end of last year. And we have trained more than 3,000 professionals. We'll cover a little bit about CGFPA in the coming slides. But largely what we are doing is that we are bringing courses at all levels to help people understand about financial planning and analysis. At beginner levels, we have courses for courses called FP&A Foundations and 8 weeks FP&A Launchpad. Not only that, we've also created sessions on resume blueprint and interview preparation so that people who are looking to transition from accounting or audit or tax roles into financial planning and analysis, they are able to craft a stronger resume, help crack them the interviews as well. So that is at the beginner level. At the intermediate levels, we have our FP&A masterclass, the financial modeling course that I mentioned about, and then the newly launched AI for Finance and FP&A program. And at the advanced level, we have got Certified Global FP&A Professional, which is a 6-month program, over 100 hours of content, and which equips you with nearly everything that is required to succeed at FP&A roles. So we'll talk about the CGFPA program today. And I wanted to give you a quick overview of what this program is, how it can benefit your careers, and take some questions after that. So the idea behind CGFPA program was that people came with a lot of requests saying that, okay, is there an advanced program? So we want to learn more about financial planning and analysis. So Asif and I sat together and brainstormed about it, and it took us almost 6 months to kind of conceptualize this program. And then we said, okay, how can we compress our 2 decades of experience into one program, one comprehensive program? And that, resulted into CGFPA being born. Yeah. So here, the advantages that you've got is that you can directly learn from CFOs, experienced CFOs, and FP&A leaders. 10 solid modules built in consultation with CFOs. We did a CFO survey. We asked them as to what is relevant, what are the most important things that you expect in FP&A professionals when you're hiring them. And all that feedback has been captured in these 10 comprehensive modules. We are also focusing on experiential sessions. We don't spend too much time on theory in the classroom. So that's all comes as a little bit of a pre-reading and recorded versions. But what we try to do is give you that experience, give you that real life simulation with real life data, with real life management reports, so that you are able to understand the practicalities of it and go ahead and implement it in your job right away. We have a strong global alumni community as well. We are all connected through WhatsApp. We keep conducting expert sessions, monthly Q&A sessions. We do a lot of activities on personalized career coaching session, placement support. We help you prepare for your resumes, your interviews, and all of that stuff. It comes as part of the package. Apart from that, you will always be part of the global alumni community, where we also look for sharing jobs and try and port some corporate tie-ups. So all of that is happening in the background. Be mindful that it's not a placement guarantee, but a placement support. We'll try and do everything in our power to help you get placed or succeed in the FP&A function. So that's an overview about the CGFPA program. Now, what is covered in the CGFPA program? So what are the modules that are covered? 10 comprehensive modules, 10 solid modules built in consultation with CFOs, basis what we have observed in various sectors in the last 2 decades.
Yeah, so maybe I can talk about the first 5 modules on the left. So you see budgeting, forecasting. So those are the core FP&A skill sets that we focus on the CGFPA program. And what we do here is we try to bring in real life data, real life case studies where you prepare budgets and forecasts using the data that you would normally see in your FP&A role. So end-to-end case studies for preparing budgets, simulated case studies based on different scenarios that you would usually face in an FP&A role. Along with that, management reporting is also a big part. So we have about 8 to 10 management reports that you can practice. You can go through and prepare it yourself and get that confidence of working, or at least have that confidence of applying uh, management reporting and budgeting forecasting in your roles if you are working in an FP&A role. If not, all this will help you build confidence for the interviews or the next role that you are looking for. And financial modeling is another key skill set that we focus on. So skills like being able to do scenarios, being able to do sensitivity analysis, being able to prepare a capital budget or in detailed 13-week cash flow forecast. All of those aspects are covered in the financial modeling program or the financial modeling module of this CGFPA program.
One thing you will always notice in any financial planning and analysis role is that you are dealing with a lot of data, right? So going through large chunks of data, analyzing them, spotting which will naturally, is part of your FP&A role. So that's why we've got a data analytics module as well, where we're teaching the fundamentals of data analytics, a little bit of SQL, a little bit about Power BI and all the tools. Yes, it does not make you an expert in Power BI, but it will just give you enough knowledge to kind of navigate with dashboards, prepare your dashboards, come up with certain kind of analysis. So that's what the data analytics module will do. Financial analysis, the financial analysis in FP&A is very different from what you see outside, right? So if you are looking at a company from an investor's standpoint, you look at ratio analysis, let's say a debt equity ratio or a price to earnings ratio, right? All these analysis looks at the company from an external standpoint, okay? But when you're within the company, the analysis that is required is different, which is required to support the CFO and other senior business leaders in the company. So now that's what we touch upon in the financial analysis module. Storytelling and presentations, you will routinely interact with other cross-functional team members, and they don't understand 10,000 lines of Excel sheets like we do, right? So it is important to understand how you can communicate, how you can present your data in the right manner to your cross-functional team so that they can take informed decisions. Strategy module. See, any decision that is taken in the company, any strategic decision that is taken in the company is incomplete without being backed by solid financial analysis, right? If you are deciding to launch a new product or discontinue a product, it cannot happen without doing solid financial analysis, right? So that is where in the strategy module, we try and explain that interlink between the FP&A role and the strategy function or the strategic financial decisions that are taken in the company. And then business partnering. Every CFO today is looking for skill in business partnering, which is they just don't want people or finance professionals to give data to the business teams, right? They want to act as a coach. They want to give certain insights. They want to help understand the business teams to take certain decisions, right? That is where business partnering comes into play. It is beyond just providing reports, or it is beyond just providing dashboards. And we look at some tools and techniques of how you can truly collaborate with the business teams. So all in all, 10 solid modules, which will equip you with everything that is required for you to learn about FP&A, go beyond compliance, and start your, probably take those steps towards becoming a CFO someday. So that's what these modules will cover. Now, what is the eligibility criteria for joining the CGFPA program? You need to have a bachelor's degree or an equivalent in finance, accounting, or business. Or alternatively, you may have any professional qualifications like CA, CPA, CMA, CIMA, ACCA, or any of the equivalent qualifications in your country. Preferably, we ask for 1 to 2 years of work experience, but even if you don't have that, that's okay. But this is the eligibility criteria. Now, how does the CGFPA certificate be awarded. So after undergoing through the modules, right, roughly there will be, the program will go on for about 6 months, right? And there'll be about 24 to 30 live sessions every Saturday for 2 hours, which you will need to attend. Apart from that, probably about 1.5 to 2 hours of self-study is required at your end. In between those weeks, when we'll give you certain modules to go through, certain pre-reading to go through, right? And you have to attend at least 50% of the classes live. And after that, there'll be a quick case study assignment, which will be some financial analysis, submitting a presentation. Once that assignment is completed, so the attendance and the capstone project will make you eligible for the CGFPA examination. And the CGFPA examination will be a multiple choice question examination, roughly for about 2.5 hours. And then after that, you will be awarded the Certified Global FP&A Professional certificate from FP&A Professionals Institute. So that is a little bit about the eligibility and the examination part. Everything will be provided in some sort of module, pre-reading, mock examinations, all the support will be provided to you, and so that you are able to clear that examination as well. Now let's talk about the investment that is involved in this program. The ROI of a valuable program like this, which compresses 2 to 3 decades of experience easily in this program, the value or the ROI of this program, I leave it to your imagination, right? But the financial investment that goes into this program is $1,497. Of course, there are some early bird offers and everything, which once we see your eligibility, the investment that goes into is $1,497. And of course, there are payment plans and everything, which we can talk about it later. The total duration is for 6 months. You need to attend sessions live. Just in case you miss, the recording of those sessions will be provided. And we recommend at least attending 60 to 70% of the sessions live, so that you're able to experience the benefit of those simulations, of the case studies, or the examples that we are sharing in the classroom. The start date is October 5th. October 5th is the induction day, and the actual sessions will start from 12th of October, which is a Saturday. Every Saturday from IST, 2 hours IST. So all in all, you can look at a weekly commitment of about 3.5 to 4 hours, max 5 hours, yeah, including self-study and attending the live programs. One thing I can definitely tell you is that if you are looking to set yourselves up for the next 8 to 10 years in your career, right, you will need these skill sets at some point in time in your career. You may not be in a FP&A role right now, but FP&A is in demand. When robots take over routine accounting, business partnering, your analysis skills, your communication, your data storytelling, all of these things will come to your rescue, right? So take that step to be prepared for this. That's what so that's about the, investment in the program. We can now take on any questions that you might have, just touching upon 1 or 2 questions, which always come up. One is that, what about the examinations? How complicated is it? We'll provide you all the support that is required. As if you want to just quickly touch upon the exam format and what resources they get.
Yes, so once the program is over in terms of the sessions, you will have to submit a project, which we already talked about. So it will be an individual project that you will need to work upon, and it will include elements of different modules that you've already learned during the 6 months. So once you submit the project, you will be eligible for the examination. There will be a mock examination that you can undergo before taking the main examination. So the main examination and the mock examination will happen at the end of the 6 months. And tentatively, it's scheduled for 30th of April as per present calendar. Any changes, if in case it happens, they will be communicated well in advance to you. So the examination will be multiple choice questions, and you need to be able to understand the concepts, and it's going to be an online exam, so you can take it from your home or office, wherever you are. And it's going to be a multiple choice exam and an open book exam. You can refer any materials that you want while taking that exam, but be aware that the exam will not be very theoretical. Like you won't be able to find answers from the books. You will have to apply your minds, and you'll have to understand the concepts that we have covered in the class to be able to successfully clear that examination.
While we take other questions, why don't we share the application?
Yeah. So what I can do is I can share the application form link. If you already filled it, you should already see somebody reaching out to you from our team if you are eligible. And if you've not filled it, I would highly recommend you fill this by end of the day today or just right away, so that you get the early bird benefit, because the early bird deadline for the program is today, end of the day, which is 7th of September. So if you fill the form by end of the day today, you will be eligible for the early bird discount irrespective of the time when you make the payment. I've shared the program link. Also, if you've not already seen the brochure, I'm sure most of you have seen the brochure because we only sent the invites to people who had downloaded the brochure. If you've seen it, I mean, a long while ago, and you want to just take a quick look at it again, you can also download the brochure for which I have shared the link.
Okay, happy to take any questions that we have now. We've got dozens and dozens of testimonials for these programs, and the main objective is to help professionals upskill themselves, right? So happy to take any questions about the program or about any FP&A topics or career questions in general.
Yeah. Two ways to ask questions. One is you can put a question in the chat box and we'll come to that question. Another way is to just raise your hand and we'll allow you to unmute.
Yeah, let's allow unmute option, Asif.
So we have unmuted everybody now. So if you wish,
Okay,
you can
okay.
come on the mic and you can just ask your question right away.
Any questions, any thoughts? Yes, Graham.
Are you able to unmute yourself, Graham? I'll just again make sure that you are able to unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes, Graham, we
Can
can
you
hear you.
Oh, good. Sorry, I just finished driving. I missed the part about how much it costs and also the brochure. Where can I download the brochure?
Okay, so we have shared the brochure link in the chat box. You can just quickly download that as well.
Oh, okay.
And the investment in the program is $1,497 US. But there is an early bird offer that's going on right now. So if you finish your applications before end of day today,
Yes.
once the team confirms your eligibility, we can extend the early bird offer to you as well.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It sounds very interesting.
Yes. So one of the questions that I always get asked is that, I want to do US CPA or I want to do ACCA, or should I do CGMA or should I do CGFPA, right? Let me explain to you a little bit, right? Most of the accounting, the classic accounting qualifications like the CPA, the ACCA, or the CA are pretty much compliance focused, right? CGFPA program is not a substitute for those base qualifications. It is not. It is a supplement to those qualifications. If you have at least a graduation in accounting, right, or a master's or any of these qualifications, CGFPA acts as a solid supplement. Because what we have seen is the commercial side of things, people can get that exposure only by working in those environments. That is why the program is also designed in a hybrid format where we, use a lot of group activities, live simulations, real life looking data so that you're able to confidently apply that in your jobs.
There's a question in the chat box. So Santosh is asking, I'm already an experienced FP&A professional with 11 years of experience. Presently not working since last few months, looking for a similar role now. So whether this course is still worth for me or can I just read books and start preparing, or self-reading is enough?
So if in your 11 years of FP&A experience, if you have got the exposure to the entire gamut of FP&A, right? So budgeting, forecasting, management reporting, right? All of those things, if they have covered, then probably this will be a refresher for you. But some skills like, if you've not touched upon skills like Power BI or business partnering or data storytelling and presentations, so those could be added improvements which will help you refine or fine tune your presentation skills, fine tune the way you kind of talk to CFOs or other senior business leaders in the organization. So if you want to look at it from a refresher plus fine tuning angle, then this course will still be beneficial for you. But yes, I mean, there are other ways to kind of upskill yourself on those things.
Yes. So what I would recommend is just take a look at the program brochure, and if you feel okay, I know all of this and I've done all of this, probably you can figure out other ways. If not, then probably this is a good program for you.
Second question is this certificate affiliated to any recognized institute? The money which I've spent here is also equal to some other professional Indian course. Which one is better? See, right now, FP&A Professionals Institute is a private body, and the certificate will be provided by FP&A Professionals Institute. What we have done is, in the background, we have applied for NASBA recognition. NASBA, which is the American accounting body for continuous professional credits, the CPE credits. And so we have applied for the accreditation with NASBA. It's a time-consuming process. It usually takes anywhere between 4 to 6 months for even NASBA to start looking at our application. So that process is being completed from our end. Sooner or later, probably, hopefully within the next 6 months, we should be able to get NASBA accreditation for the program, which will be one of the recognition factors for the program.
Yeah, so just to clarify, we've already met all the requirements and all the rules that are set for those accreditations, and we have applied and paid the application fee. But it takes time for them to come back and audit us and then give us the accreditation. So that process might take till the end of the year. But what we are expecting is till the time you are eligible for the certificate, which is somewhere in April 2025. By that time, we'll definitely get that accreditation. It's a 6-month process, so that by then we should have the accreditation as well. Is there any other question that I missed? This course, all contents are theoretical or practical? That's a question on my direct message.
Okay, so there is one more question. So maybe we can take the question, or you complete the theoretical question, then maybe we can take the other question.
Yeah. So this question is from Manas. So is the contents all theoretical or practical? It is 99% practical. There might be some theoretical aspects which are absolutely required for somebody who's never heard about those concepts before. And 99% of the time that you spend in the class will be doing some sort of an example, some sort of a case study, some sort of a group discussion, which is going to be highly practical. But there might be few theoretical concepts that we cover here and there, which are required for people who are absolutely new in FP&A, some people who are beginners who might be taking this program. So for those, there might be some elements of theory, but it might be very negligible. So I think 90%, 99% of the program is practical.
The next question is that I'm currently pursuing US CMA and hoping to clear by June 25. Okay. Is there any placement support for this? And do we have EMI payment plans for this? Let me cover the placement support part. Yes, we do provide placement support, but it's not a placement guarantee, right? The support is in terms of helping you refine your resume, preparing for interviews, right? All of those kind of support will be provided. We do have an alumni group where we come across, we do share jobs, if at all, Asif and I come across certain vacancies in our circle, we do share jobs in that circle. But we are not providing any kind of placement guarantee. I think no institute in the world provides that. But you can definitely count on us for all the support that you can expect in terms of your interviews, your preparation for taking on an FP&A role. Do we have any EMI payment plans? Asif, you want to just touch upon that?
So it's a 6-month program, so you can pay the fee in 5 installments. So you can break down the entire investment into 5 months and pay it over the next 5 months. Is there any other question that we have missed? I'm just double checking. I don't think so, but there's a new message.
I think one thing I would like to just quickly touch upon is that if you're already pursuing something else like a US CMA or an ACCA, your focus will get divided into these 2 programs. So think about it because it will require time investment as well. Like, although we are only asking for 4 hours a week, right? You will have to take that call whether you'll be able to balance both the programs or no.
What I would suggest, if you are full-time working and if you have an exam in the next 6 months, ideally you should focus on that exam and then come back in cohort 3, which will be somewhere in first quarter of 2025. What is the total fee in the 6 months duration? The total fee is 1497 or 14,907. $1,497 or $1,497. However, if you join by a certain cutoff date, which is the early bird date, which is during this week, you get a certain early bird discount. So that's the total fee.
And you can pay that over 5 months as well.
There is one more question in my direct DM. So if someone doesn't have FP&A experience, those who can enter directly into FP&A placement as soon as followed by the course. So I think the question is, if somebody without any FP&A experience who takes this course, would that be eligible for placement, or would that be able to apply for FP&A roles? But Tawal can add to this.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the entire purpose of this course, to make you ready to appear for FP&A interviews and get you into an FP&A role as quickly as possible.
Any role that involves financial analysis, right, or financial planning and analysis oriented function, how will you be eligible for that if you don't understand the fundamentals? Like in the interview, you will be asked, take us through the process of budgeting, take us through the process of forecasting. If you have not learned about these things, right, then you won't be able to answer all of these questions in a confident way. It's not just some guesswork that you can do. For you to be confident in these interviews, or even take on an internal transfer to an FP&A function, or apply for an FP&A role in some other company, right, you will need to be having a strong command on the fundamentals. Yeah, that's what this course does for you. It makes you stronger with the concepts, not only in terms of theory, but also in terms of practicality. We are making you do a budget. We are making you do a management report, right? Assuming you will present this to a CFO. Right? So that will actually boost your confidence at a completely different level, with which you can definitely give interviews and also take on an FP&A role much more confidently. I hope that answers your question.
So also, when you appear for interviews, you might be given assignments, case studies to work on and submit. And that's an important part of evaluating your candidature for that role, particular FP&A role. So what you have done is you've made sure you've had enough case studies, which are actually people what you might expect to see in an interview simulation or an interview assignment test, if you can call it that. So that will give you the confidence of also being able to work on those interview related assignments or tests that you might get in the interviews. So Manas is asking the discounted price. So Manas, the discounted price is the early bird discount that we are offering. If you join the program a month before, which is somewhere around the next 1 week, you will get that discount. So it is $200 if you are a non-alumni, and $300 if you are an FP&A alumni. So if you've taken any other program from FP&A Professional Institute before, the early bird discount is $300. And if you are a non-alumni, meaning if this is your first program, then the discount is $200. Okay, hope that answers the question. Any last question before we wrap up? So we are about 1 minute from the time. And any comments, any thoughts, Dhaval, before we wrap up?
Yeah, just two things. Of course, you will get many questions later on as well, and you can just DM them to Asif or me on LinkedIn. So we are always available on LinkedIn. And the second thing is that complete your applications first. Whether you decide to join or no, those are the next things. But complete your applications as soon as possible, right? Check your eligibility, get your eligibility evaluated. And then you will get an email from us stating that, okay, you are eligible for the program, and these are the next steps. So we'll take care of that. But make sure that you complete your applications as soon as possible. I think we should share the application link again in the chat box.
So this is the application form link. So highly recommend that you submit your application irrespective of you joining the program, so that you are eligible for that early bird discount. Okay, so with that, we'll wrap up unless there are any questions, and see you in one of the upcoming programs, and reach out if you have any questions to me or Dhaval on WhatsApp or LinkedIn.
Don't delay in learning this valuable skill. That would be my suggestion to everybody. I've done a survey with the CFOs, and 79% of the CFOs are finding it difficult to spot or find the right FP&A talent in the market. So there is a lot of demand. Okay, if you are able to upskill yourself right away in the next 1 or 2 years, you will be a step ahead when the robots take over the routine work, right? So think about that. I'll leave the final decision to you, and happy to answer any questions that you might have. Okay. All the best, everyone.
Thank you so much
for joining today.
And we'll see you again in one of the future presentations or in one of the programs.
Thanks, everyone.